Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to 9 p.m. English News Edition, The Headlines. Launch of training workshop on ethnic and ethnology. That was the headlines, and now welcome to the national news. The Union of Press Francophone in Djibouti launched a workshop of ethnic technology at the Djibouti Institute of Diplomacy Study. The workshop was attended by the President of the UPDV Djibouti, Mr. Kennedy Ibrahim Hussein, the Secretary General of the National Commission of UNESCO in Djibouti, Mr. Mohamed Musa Yabe, and about 20 journalists from the writing and audiovisual press. This training is provided by Ms. Hasna Mekki, former journalist at the Djibouti Radio Television. During this workshop, journalists will be familiarized with the roles of ethnic and ethnology, essential to the exercise of their profession. The trainer, Mr. Hasna Mekki, explained the roles of art in the profession of journalists. She discussed the basic roles of professional journalist ethic. The journalist is the conscience of the people, since he has a duty to inform and in long run to appeal the critical spirit, unless the judgment of the citizen in speech in a system usually on professional rigors and ability to distance oneself from daily passion from the false news that can circulate at any time, and always keep a capacity of analyzing discernment of the true from the false. In his speech delivery on this occasion, the President of UFD Djibouti, Kennedy Ibrahim Hussein, recalled that the respect of the ethical principle depends on the conscience of each person. His professionalism, his knowledge of the professionals, the issues ethnic is combined within the singular, the journalist, and the plural, the editorial staff. Only the selective know-how of the journalists can avoid this spillage. The urges of the profession of journalists, like any other profession, obeys a code of ethics whose main prescription concerns the accuracy of fact, objectivity, search of truth for truth. This category imperative to which a very immediate player must submit himself. For his part, the Secretary General of the National Commission of UNESCO in Djibouti, Mr. Mohamed Musa Yabe, praised the honorable profession of journalism. He particularly stressed the role and mission of media professionals who are engaged in educational work and who are catalysts of conscience. He nevertheless made a distinction between ethics, which must be the journalist's own, and the knowledge that governs the profession itself. To have ethics, you have self-respect. To evaluate oneself in virtue and to evaluate oneself, while to be ethical is not to ignore the elementary roles me say in front of the media me. Upon the arrival in the premises of the General Directorate of the Coast Guard located at the port of Col, the Pakistani delegation was warmly welcomed by Colonel Wais Omar Pokori, commander of the Coast Guard. Following the honors paid to the delegation led by Senator Mirza Muhammad Afridi by the Coast Guard officer, the chairman of the Pakistani Senate Commerce Committee and the Coast Guard Commander, Colonel Wais Omar Pokori, held extensive talks to the discussion essential issues of relevance to the two countries and people. Under the aegis of the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, the Basic School of Anglais organized this morning a sport and cultural day, bringing together all the schools of the district of Djibouti one, and many personalities, including the Deputy Hussein Abdul Kader, the Prefect of the First District, the President of the Municipality of the Belaose, the Director General of the Education, Abdi Dirir, the technical advisor of the Minister Mohammed Barkat Siraj and Isa Kamil, the Director General of Guled Stadium, took part in this school event organized with the participation of Saba Bank, the National Olympic Committee, and State Secretariat for Youth and Sport. It should be noted that this day was marked by the race of half marathon of 2 kilometers for girls and boys from 20 schools of basic education and district of Djibouti. This initiative is part of the National Sport Project aimed at promoting the development of sport practice as well as the values of sport and Olympics at school. At the end of the official award ceremony, we reach in cultural diversity the image of this old conservation district of the capital. The day was organized in the joy, conviviality, and the enthusiasm of all. As part of social assistance policy in favor of vulnerable population in Djibouti, the Ministry of Social Affairs and Solidarity, in collaboration with the NGO Dawal al-Islam, has distributed a project on the creation of income-generating activities for households in Djibouti and the entire region. This project aims to improve the living condition of poor households that used to meet their daily needs for a small trade that COVID-19 impacted last year. Indeed, it has been set up to support vulnerable families so that they can create income-generating activity in the field of selling vegetable and fruit, among others. This important ceremony of distribution of the vegetables and fruit project was attended by the Director of Social Affairs, Ms. Amina Ahmed Wasama, the Minister Technical Advisor, Mr. Mohammed Bile, the Secretary General of the NGO Dawa al-Islam, Mr. Adam Mumin Aden, as well as Mr. Steve Technique de Mohammed Aden. The headquarters of regional branch of National Union of Djibouti Women in town of Ali Sabi hosted a two-day training workshop on the program for the promotion and protection of human rights. This was organized by the National Union of Djiboutian Women with partnership with the United Nations Children's Fund (UNICEF). It is exactly a capacity building training for local community actors in the management of collective and social interest. More especially, this training workshop is part of the management of the community program for the promotion and protection of human rights called the SALEM, a program which targets various areas such as education, the environment, the protection of children against all forms of violence, the promotion of the amendment of all forms of the existing pairs registration, and the fight against early marriage. The fourth participant were drawn from members of the Community Management Committee of the town of Al-Sabi, the village of Mulute. The launch ceremony of this training was attended by the Deputy Prefect and Kadra Idris Suge, the Vice President of the Regional Council, Nur Saeed Galdon, and the president of the local branch of UNFD. The head of the prefecture thanked the supervisor who are member of the UNFD and who provided training out to the member of the Community Management Committee of the city of Ali Sabi and the village of Mulute. The head of the prefecture thanked the supervisors who are members of the UNFD and provided training to the members of the Community Management Committee of the town of Alisibe, the village of Muluti, stressed that the message delivered in this catering is noble training intended to significantly strengthen your capacity and local actors in the respective community. The Djibouti Handball Federation has chosen the Alisibe region for the opening of the National Handball Championship for the 2021-2020 season under the aegis of the State Secretariat for Youth and Sport. The Djibouti Handball Federation is launching the 2021 season at the Al Sabih Sport Complex. The Republican Guard team women and the Al Sabih team men won the opening match of the championship. The new sport season of the National Women's and Men's Handball Championship was launched this Saturday, January 29, 2021 at the Karet Sport Complex in Al Sabi in the presence of the Prefect of the region Musa Aden Migani, the President of the Regional Council Mr. Umar Ahmed Waise, the Regional Director of the Secretary of State Ali Sabihi, and Mr. Ahmed Musa Absiye, the President of the Jewish Handball Federation Ahmed Mohammed Dahir, the Colonel of the Republic of Ankara, and the Power Director of the Jewish Handball Federation, the Republic of Ankara, and the Ali Sabih team won the open match of the National Handball Championship. The Regional Director of the Secretary of State for Youth and Sport first of all congratulated the Egyptian Handball Federation for the opening of the National Handball Championship of the season 2021, and then he wished the young sponsor men and women that they love sport. The Tory region, which are known to be quota, no longer have anything to invade the large municipality of the capital when it came the delicacy. Indeed, on 25 January 21, a complaint for the healthy computer equipment from the regional hospital of Arta was lodged with the gendarmerie brigade of this region. The gendarmerie immediately began meticulous investigation with the aim of identifying and arresting the perpetrators. After only 48 hours of searching, the alleged perpetrators were finally identified. That's one on 27 January 2021 at 6 a.m. Simon was used and resulted the arrest of 5 individuals involved in the case. The various searches led to the discovery of a 8 higher branch laptop belonging on the General Art High School, 2 aluminum doors and flat screen television belonging to P. Arta Region Hospital. On 28 January 21, the suspects were brought before the public prosecutors to answer for their actions. It's with the deep sadness that we learned of the death of Muhammad Musa Ari, who has returned to his final heavenly resting place. The deceased died following a cardiac arrest in the Rochelle, France on the 20th of this month. The deceased was brother of Mr. Adam Musa Ari, Consul General of Djibouti in Dira Dawa. His body arrived this morning at 8 a.m. on the Air France flight was buried in the BK-12 cemetery. Was expressed our deepest condolence and sympathy to his family. We pray to the Most High to inspire you with patient comfort and consolation. May Allah welcome to him into his eternal paradise. And now moving on to the international news. France is to close its border to the countries outside the European Union from Sunday, but has stopped it short of the imposing a new lockdown as the country continues to battle the spread of coronavirus. Prime Minister John Cates announced new measures on Friday that will prohibit entry from a non-European Union country unless there are compelling reasons. As he told France there was still a chance of avoiding another lockdown. That's it for this edition. Thanks for your attention. Very wonderful evening.